Hello, everyone. We are early. We've been sitting here, and Dustin pops in with this. Love you both. We're bowling with the girl. Have a great stream. And what did you just say?
I said, great, you can bowl with this girls, but can't be bothered to come down here and bowl with us. Nice. Now we know how it is.
So I had to start early. That was ridiculous, but I'll go back. Hello, Evelyn.
Hi, everyone.
And Matt and Kay. Matt saying hi to Kay and Lynn. Hello. And Max is here. He's down there getting a drink of water. He will make an appearance eventually. There's a lot to discuss today. Hello, Brent. Thank you for joining us. And Jeff. This is the topic of the video. I want to wait a little bit, have more people get in here. And Andy probably needs a reminder. So Evelyn, if you could message her, she keeps telling me, message me when you're about to go live, and I keep forgetting. And I have a picture set on my phone. Hello, Donna. Thank you for joining us. Howdy. But yeah, it's been a rough week, as you all know. First part of this week. And yeah. I'm just going to say off the top, if any of you have any stories of family members who have or are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, if you would like to come on and share your stories, I will share the link in the chat because this is a topic that needs to be addressed. And right off the top, and I'll say it repeatedly, this is not medical advice. We are not doctors, nurses, anything like that. We're not in the medical field. These are our experiences living with this disease in our families. And it's horrible. But yeah, I will definitely put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join us, feel free. If you have any of this in your family, this needs to be heard because it's kind of aggravating. Lynn says, again, so sorry.
And thank you.
Brian and Cindy.
Yep.
But he is doing remarkably well. I am so impressed by him.
I just try not to let things get to me. Can't do anything about it. Part of life. We all know this. And after losing my wife, my previous wife,
he hasn't lost me yet.
Not yet. She's gonna lose me. She's gonna kill me. But there was a time where
what you say.
I didn't think highly of myself, and I really didn't. I figured out I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't my fault, and you come to realize that, yeah, they're not here no more, but what they really want you to do is, you still miss them, but your life goes on. You have to get back to doing what you do and get happy again. There are days I think about it once in a while. It's very rare now, but she's still there. She was the mother of my daughter, and have those moments. But it's not too often. But same thing with my parents. I have the memories of them. And biggest one was my father. Last time we went and saw him, he I think he recognized me. That was a big bonus for me. That made my day. Just a smile on his face saying, I think I know you. You look familiar. That's all I needed. And that's pretty much what I'll keep in my head. We got along quite well. We did things together. We golfed. We bowled. We would build things at the lake. We had a shed to build. Beside the neighbors coming over and all our friends. I was there with them, helping them cut down a few trees. One pretty close to the car and the wires in the house, but we made it by an inch.
Hold on one second. Donna's asking if the volume is low for anyone else. Can everybody else hear us okay? In the meantime, Andy's here. Thanks to Evelyn reminding me. Thank you, Evelyn. And Joe is here. So sorry for your loss. Very sorry, I haven't been watching videos lately. I haven't heard. It's okay, Donna. His father just passed away on Sunday. Hello, Matt Franklin. Saying hello. Volume's fine here. Thank you, Brent. Volume is good here. I can hear you.
Yeah, it's me. I just don't talk too
Very
loud.
sorry. No, he's very soft spoken. You're fine here. Okay, everybody's good. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
But, yeah, we and it was funny as anything. This tree was about circumference was about 8 to 10 feet around, and it was a big dead tree at one end of the driveway at the lake at our camp. Monster tree, and it had a branch on the side up there that kind of went off on its own. And there were 6 of us in the back of that tree holding it back with a rope, and I was the last man on the pole, holding it down, digging into the mud to keep it from going over. I was quite strong at that time. It started falling the wrong way. We had to yell at my mother, "Ma, come get the car out of the driveway." Little car, she moved it as quick as she could. She got the car to the end of the driveway. As she was backing it out, that tree went down. The front of the tree missed the car by about 6 inches, and that's no lie. And then when she got out of there, she looked at us. She went, "You nuts!" It was a heck of a trip. It was funny as heck. We didn't think so at the time, but we were laughing afterwards. But yeah, those are the times I like to remember with my dad. He's a great guy. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I don't let things get to me if I can help it. I just keep busy.
He does. He gets emotional.
Well,
don't let him fool with you.
Once in a great while. It's not that bad.
He can be a sap sometimes. Worse, well, not worse than me, but pretty good. But rightfully so right now, because.
But no, they went through a lot of stuff before they passed. My father worse than my mother. My mother basically just had dementia. She couldn't remember things and stuff, but we walked into her room every time, and she had a big smile on her face. She'd almost jump out of the bed or out of the chair.
Time out. He's talking about in her room after she went to nursing home.
Yep.
Prior to that, they were both at home. His mother was starting to show signs of dementia, and his father obviously had the signs of Alzheimer's, to the point where he would look at us and he'd say, "When's Yvette coming?" Yvette was his wife, who was sitting right next to him in her chair, and he was in his.
Wouldn't remember who she was.
He had no idea. And they were inseparable. They went everywhere together. And that was tough.
Yeah.
But he thought Brian was his brother. And he thought he himself was his own father. It was a rough situation.
It was messed up all the way around.
But that's, when you have somebody like that, you can't. Why am I doing this?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's right? I used to sit there, and my father all his life had eaten M&Ms like, there's nothing to it. And if you didn't have M&Ms, we'd have popcorn. But it was basically sweets all the time. He didn't. They always had them. I wasn't able to eat them, but he did, and that was his choice. And
well, back then there was no word that dementia and Alzheimer's would be now called type 3 diabetes.
But towards the end, they once we found out, and we know what causes it, what was going on nowadays, we took him to Denny's a couple of times, and the worst thing they could do was they had their meals, and they had French fries
with maple syrup.
With maple syrup on them. They just kept pouring it on besides the pancakes that they had. I mean, they're basically loading them up. It was sad.
Well, finally, they were asked not to give them anything but sugar-free syrup. But they're still getting the French fries. And no matter what we said, and this was after I'd started keto and Brian had, Nothing we said made any difference.
Well, we didn't even know
I
what they had
mean,
in the house.
we tried everything. We did know what they had
Well,
in the
to some
house.
extent.
There was always cookies on the table, and they were always, most time they were eating out.
Yeah.
Now, when you have someone with dementia and Alzheimer's in your family, years and years ago, when I was like 12 years old, many moons ago, I had a great aunt who she raised my mom and her two brothers because their father died when they were very young, and their mother just alienated them, just left them behind. And my mom was the oldest of the three, and she was quite young. But anyway, her aunt, my great aunt, but however you want to say it, raised them. She never married, and then she lived with us after. When I was about 12, she had fallen and wound up in hospital, and then went from there to a nursing home, and she never did come back home. She was in her early 70s, I believe. Eventually, my sister Debbie will pop in here, I would imagine. But anyhow, my oldest sister Diane took me to see her. She had no idea who we were. Well, back then, there was nothing called dementia or Alzheimer's. It was all senile or senility. There was no words spoken of dementia or Alzheimer's, but that's what she had. It was quite obvious. And I was very young, and I'm like, what the heck? What is going on? It was like, I was only 12, and how does this woman not know me? She's lived with us since well before I was born. And it was so confusing. Now, when I look back, yeah, she had some form of something, but she wound up in a coma, and she wound up passing away in a nursing home just within a couple years, something like that. But Brian's family, I tell you what, he has aunts on his mother's side that lived to be 102, 103. Unfortunately, they also had dementia. He's got uncles on his father's side that lived to be in their late 90s.
Yeah.
And early 90s. Yep. This dude was, his uncle had a 3-story house and was on the roof of his house at 93 years old, fixing the roof. But then on the other side, he had uncles younger than that who suffered from Alzheimer's and passed away.
Yeah.
Andy, right?
Yeah, my father was one of 11, and one of them was a girl, only one girl, my Aunt Rose.
She died young.
I love that lady. She was a hoot. That's all I gotta say. She was a hoot. If hockey came on, forget it. She was at the TV watching hockey, and she was always yelling at him, "Fight, fight, fight!" What a nut! She was a nut. She took care of her father though when he was getting older, and those were fun times. Those were back in the days when we just went out and visited everybody. But no, there's only my only one uncle left out of all those, and it's my Uncle Roger. He was the youngest one. And he doesn't seem to have problems at the moment, but I don't know. But he went and saw my father about a week before he passed, and that's what made his day. They were both smiling back and forth at each other. So I think he knew who he was at that point too, which was good. At least my uncle had a good visit with him.
Right. But your uncle and your cousin.
Yeah, and my cousin. Yeah, she got my cousin. His daughter got a little freaked out because my dad kept staring at him, and my sister had to tell my father, "It's okay. You know her. That's Lisa." And he kind of just stared like, maybe. He just didn't know. He wasn't quite sure because when you're not there that often, he doesn't remember anything. Yeah, it's
well, even if you are there, I mean, I don't even think he recognized Karen half of the time, and Karen went to see him weekly.
Yeah,
and every time we were in town, we'd go see him. But there was just like a blank.
Yeah,
there was no recognition. But the last time that he was just talking about, he looked at Brian and smiled. Now, Karen, after their mom passed away October before last, Karen had talked to a medium. Now, I've never had a, I've never had any experience with this. I can't say I don't believe in it because I'm sure it's possible. But this person told Karen that she had gotten in touch with their mother. This was shortly after their mother passed away. I don't think she waited too long. And she said that she had been seeing their father and they were dancing, but then it was time for their father to go back because it wasn't time for him to stay yet. And it was so wild. But when we were there visiting with his father, he had asked him, "Have you been dancing with mom?" And it was such a big smile on his face afterwards. It was like he knew exactly what we were saying. And yeah, it was happening. That is so wild. It's just like, it's beyond anything you can comprehend. It's just wild.
Yeah, they're both horrible diseases. I mean, when my father's just sitting there and he doesn't even know where he is or what he's doing or what anything's going on around him, it's sad. You just sit in a chair all day long and either sleep or you just look around, not do anything.
Oh yeah, he hasn't talked
Nope.
to anyone for I don't know how long.
Long time, quite a while.
But Jeff says, my biggest why doing ketovore is for this reason. My father passed with mental decline. My mom and older sister had to take care of him. I don't want to be that burden for anyone. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Sean. Oh, wow.
It's kind of like the disease I have. I just, I want to keep busy. If I stop, I give up and it's all done. I refuse to give in. I keep doing things.
Yeah. Sean said his mom was 76 when she passed from Alzheimer's. Yeah. Brian's dad had just turned 90 in September.
Yep.
But I'm going to show you some pictures that are on my phone. There was one taken the week before he died. And then the second one, it's in a collage, was taken the day before. And the difference was just drastic in such a short time. But I'm going to go through these real quick. Sean, Russ saying hi to one another. Do you have all your travel plans worked out? Nope, we do not. I think we've got a sister talked into holding off on the mass and the burial. He's going to be cremated on Friday. So if they can hold off till the weather breaks, because today was supposed to be partly cloudy here. It's snowing like crazy. And it has been off and on all day. We had to go out today. It's the first time I've been out.
And then they're calling for 7 inches on Sunday. So who knows? Yeah.
So, and then once, like I told Brian, once it clears is okay here, it's going to be horrendous in New England. I mean, it's crazy. So he did mention to her that we're already planning on going up there in May. If she can hold off till then and just hang on to the ashes. If she don't want to, I told Brian to have her have the crematorium send them to us. And we'll hold on to them because it's just, wow. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, she's been making all the arrangements and everything. But right now, any travel is on hold because of the weather. Joseph, my grandmother had dementia in her late 70s. When we would visit her in the nursing home, she didn't recognize my mother, but she knew me. It was strange. With dementia, and there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of differences between dementia and Alzheimer's. With dementia, it's like the short-term memory. So she probably thought, even though she recognized you and she knew you, she may have thought you were actually your mother from back in the day when your mom was younger. I don't know how much resemblance there is, but that could be. It's hard. It's just so hard to go through all that.
Here's the sad part. My mother was driving, and they went out to go do errands and stuff, and she couldn't figure out how to get home. She didn't know how to get home. And here's my father, who really is lost it, and he's telling her how to get home. He actually knew his way home through all this, but yet recognizing her was a whole different story. So it's weird.
Yeah,
some things they remember, some things they don't.
Well, back then he was having okay days and then not so good days. Yeah. But yeah, they'd go out because she did all the driving. They would go out, and like he said, she would tell us, I forgot how to get home. Dad had to tell me. And I'm like, oh my God, you shouldn't be driving. How do you tell somebody that has been so independent and everything, and that she can't drive anymore? It was when we moved, and I'll get to my granddaughters here. This is Kirsten. This is my granddaughter, our granddaughter. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Before we moved, we had talked about it, and it was like, she really shouldn't be driving. There's a problem. Oh no, she's okay. She's okay. And shortly after we moved, his father was already in a nursing home by then, right? Or he got put in after we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day, yeah. Holy cow, we had heard about this. He was getting real belligerent with Brian's mom, his dad was, and yelling and stuff prior to that, because your mom would tell us that when we'd go over. But this one time they had been out and they got home, and he wanted to go for a walk, and she told him no, because he wouldn't be able to find his way home. And he got really mad. He pounded his fist on the kitchen table, and he says, "You can't tell me what to do, and I'm going out." She said, "No, you're not." She said, "If you keep acting like that, I'm calling the police." He said, "Go ahead." So she did. They came and got him, took him to the hospital. He walked out of the hospital, and they had to go find him and bring him back. Then he went from there to the nursing home, where he's been for a few years. And I mean, that's just sad. So then she's still out and about. She's still driving. Sorry about that. She's still out driving. And finally, it was put to her, she cannot drive. In the meantime, in between there, she had gotten her driver's license renewed. Yeah. But, what are you going to do? I would be, and Debbie's talked about this. She's in the chat. She's driving home. Let's see. Hello, Rick. Thank you for coming.
Hi.
We're saying hi. There's Deb driving home. Just be careful. Same old, you know me. I'll tell you, I am the world's worst worrier. And I try really hard to keep it at bay. But, worrying is a waste of time. And Debbie tells me that all the time. It's a waste of energy, not time. It's a waste of energy. But man, trying to get it up here, it's like I worry all the time. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining us. Andy. On the other hand, my mother had total recall until a week before her death at 96 and a half. A lot of my ancestors lived into their hundreds. That's great. And if I'm healthy and independent and can do everything, I live a long life. But if I'm not, and I have to depend on somebody else, I don't want to continue. That's all there is to it. I don't want to. Because I've seen it. It's horrible. If I don't have all my faculties about me, nope. My mom was in a nursing home and has dementia and a lot of other health issues. Her short-term memories are horrible. Yes, Nancy, it's frightening. But when we would go see his mother, like he was saying, when we were in town and went to see her, we'd walk in the door and she'd be so excited. She said, Cindy, Brian. She knew right away who we were every time we went. The thing that took her is she had gotten RSV. Within a couple of days, she was dead. And that is no joke. She went in hospital on a Thursday. She died on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a horrible,
Yeah.
horrible thing too. So it wasn't the dementia that got her. It was, yeah, it was bad. But she was funny. When she was in the home, we'd go to visit and she'd be like, I guess I'm not going to drive anymore. Nope, can't do it, Mom.
No.
But she was funny. She was, her and I had some bouts together. But she was really funny lady. She had her moments. My grandmother started declining at age 88. She passed at 91. Miss her so much because she was my best friend. I get it, Andy. Heard of someone in a nursing home that reverted back to speaking in Spanish because through Alzheimer's had forgotten that he had learned. Wow. That's wild. Now that could have been with them because they spoke French.
Yeah.
And they were French Canadian. Love you guys. Love you too, Kirsten. Hello, Kirsten. Everybody's saying hello to Kirsten. Hi, Karen. If you're driving, like Debbie, be careful. Hey, everyone. Hi, Amy. Just everybody saying hi. Evelyn. Carl just got home from locating my father-in-law's cat. He apparently got out last night and Dad didn't know it. He was curled up under the neighbor's bushes and 7 inches of snow on top of him. Oh my goodness. Jeez. He was probably warm under all that daggone snow. I care for my 93-year-old mother-in-law who has dementia. She lived with us during COVID. She kept falling down the stairs, so we had to put her in a facility. Yeah. Now Brian's mom, she passed away at 85. And I think she hadn't been in the home for maybe a year, maybe, if that. But she had taken a couple falls and she couldn't get back up. Yeah. That's what absolutely was the last straw. After his dad went in a home, because if he was there, he would help her up. But she was calling 911 so often to help her get off the floor. Yeah, and I'm like, eventually they have to report these things. But it was scary. She wasn't a small woman. She was short. She was a pretty heavy woman. And so I went to visit my father with dementia in a nursing home one day. He thought I was a potential buyer from when he built and sold houses in the 50s. He told me to look around the house. All right. But you know, the one thing they tell you, and I was going to say this earlier until I started getting all emotional and couldn't talk. The one thing they tell you is do not argue with somebody with dementia and Alzheimer's because it just aggravates them more. You've got to just go with it and yep, that's right. That's right. Whether it is or not. And, just carry on the conversation their way. My dad is not doing well. I'm so sorry, Sean. He still had pretty good mental acuity, but he's pretty much bedridden. Yeah. They have hospice come in a few times a week to clean him up. It's such shame. It is. And I'm so sorry, Sean.
Sorry, it's so sad.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, my dad died when he was 56. I was 25 years old, and I was a daddy's girl. Talk about something hard. Whew. He had a major heart attack at the age of 50 and underwent quadruple bypass and open heart surgery all at once. And got through that, came home, had to go back in about a month later in the hospital and have a pacemaker put in. And it was bad. And then 5 years later, he had battery replaced in his pacemaker. Then he passed away about a month after that. And then my sister and niece were at her house the day she died. She had gotten up. It was like 7:30 in the morning. Went in to take a bath, and she had fallen several years prior to that and had really fractured. I mean, broke. Her foot went sideways, and this bone came right out. She had missed one step. She was very heavy woman, and she had to wear this boot on her leg. So she would get cleaned up, put the boot on first thing, that she would get dressed. Well, about an hour went by after she was in the bathroom. This is all stuff that I've heard because obviously I wasn't there. I got a call. I was living in Massachusetts. I got a call that she had passed away. And I was like, so she had just turned 74. But when they hadn't heard from her for an hour, they're knocking on the bathroom door and there's nothing. And the door was locked. My brother was living upstairs at the time. And he came down and he got the door off the hinges. And my mom was there in all her glory, but she had her boot on. She had gotten cleaned up. She wasn't going anywhere, even to heaven, without bathing. She was great. She was a great lady. So many sad stories just in our little group here. Yeah, my father-in-law had signs of Alzheimer's, but the family didn't want to accept it. We had to call the police to get him admitted as he pulled a knife on my mother-in-law. Yeah, I mean, some people get very vicious with it. And then there's others that don't. And that's where his father was coming in. He was getting really mean to his mother. And it's like, that just wasn't like him. Glad you're home. Yeah, Lynn, that is most of our wives. We don't want to be in that position when we get older. It's such a gruesome way to go. Yeah. The blessing is that he did go. I mean, in the long run.
Yeah.
Who really wants to live like that? It's like people, I mean, when you see what they're feeding them, this is what kills me. They're feeding them all the junk food, right off the bat when they go in there, just like at the hospitals, nursing homes are no different. They're feeding them all this garbage food. And I don't care who you talk to, how much you can say, it's not going to change. And it needs to. Hopefully, eventually it will.
Well, how do you beat the experts? They know everything, I mean, that's what they're going by. Standard American diet.
This is why this community is so important. And I'm not just talking about this community. I mean, the whole thing on getting this word out. If anything it may not have stopped it totally, but it may have slowed down the progression enough where he could actually live a longer life like his brothers did and not be so confused and not be so, it was just horrible. And it went so fast because, well, we got this picture on Sunday. First of all, this is Brian's mom and dad. It's a collage of pictures. And what I'm going to show you, the picture of his mother in a purple thing. I don't know how graphic it can get. That was a couple days before she died of RSV. And I'm going to tell you, she looked good here. She was in the home. Those are Brian's parents. I don't know how good. It looks pretty good. Can you all see that? But the one of his dad. And Brian gave me the okay to show these, so I ain't worried about anybody else. Whoa. Went too far. This is 6-day difference in his dad. That's just absolutely insane to think he looks so good 1 minute and 6 days later. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah, my father was funny. We as a family, when I was younger and my sister was young, and we take vacations and go driving cross country or wherever. My father wouldn't drive too much. When he did, it was hilarious. Going down the road, he'd stop on. Well, I gotta go to the bathroom. We'd stop. Okay, I'm done driving. He hated driving over bridges. It's like he could smell them out before we got to the bridge. He'd get out of the car, out of the driver's seat, get in the passenger seat. He would not drive over the bridges. It's funny as anything. Must be a bridge coming up, Ma. Yep.
Jeff said, my father was moved to a facility and only lasted a week. Wow. Yes, sorry, Sean. Teresa and I take care of our 88-year-old mother who has progressing dementia, mostly short-term memory. Now, Karen, is she still using that stuff you got from Hack Your Health, and is it still helping? Because that's huge. Donna, I have to go into a meeting. Take care, guys. Love you. Love you too. Probably already missed you, but thank you. Hi, gang. Sorry I'm late. I'm sure that meant gang and not gag, Lisa. We're not gagging. My mom's still kicking, but every time I call her, I pray she answers the phone. She'll be 77 in March. She lives alone. Hi, Twinbrook Acres. Karen says, your mom was beautiful. I saw pictures of James. Good evening, all. And my dearest friend is going through dementia with her father. It has been rough, and he may not survive throughout the year. I'll tell you, when people get this, whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's, as sad as it is and as horrible as it is to say it, they're almost better off, because what kind of life is that for them? Being so confused and not knowing what's going. It's horrible. I know it was for his dad. His mom seemed okay. She finally made amends with where she was and realized she wasn't leaving there, even though, she'd still talk about, oh, I guess I'm not driving anymore.
You really got to thank all these people that do stop there and work for that and take care of them like they're, human beings, not just another person that's like, yeah, I don't care. Do what you want. They care about them. It's hard. I can't imagine. I'd lose it. If after the first one passed away, I probably wouldn't be able to stand there. Yeah. It's got to be hard.
Diane, my dad has dementia. He still knows who we are. We got him home, and my mom is trying to take care of him. He is battling a UTI right now and has gotten so weak. Dad's 86, mom 84. Tough times. Yeah. You got to wonder if they change the way they're eating, will it help it? Will it prolong getting worse? With it being called type 3 diabetes, you would think you take the sugar and the carbs out of their diet, regardless of how old they are. Will it help? It's hard to say. We can see it.
Well, it might, but how long would it take? I mean, it's a matter of getting everything out of the body.
They were happy together for sure, Andy. They were funny. His dad, we could go over there, and his dad was the best storyteller. He would just go all night long telling stories. This is before he got sick. And in the beginning of his Alzheimer's, he would still, just tell all kinds of stories about things they've done, things he had done when he was young. It was just great. It was great. Carl, my mom has Alzheimer's. Last year we took her home for Thanksgiving. She always calls me by the wrong name. And that guy said goodbye from the gathering. She said, "Who was that?" I said, "No idea." And we laughed. What you got to do? It's like with his dad not knowing his mom, and they spent every minute of every day together for years because he retired, and as she says, "I'm not working anymore." She retired early because he did.
She said, "I'm done."
That was it. Brian, your parents were absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I mean, they were great. I mean, to the point where they didn't put away for retirement. They bought a cottage on the lake so that we could go have fun on the weekends. And like I said, we always took trips every year in the car and drove around the country. And that's what her parents did. And that's what they wanted to do for us. And I appreciate that so much. It was so much fun. I saw a lot of things, a lot of nice places. And I had a ball. Wish I go back sometimes. Sorry.
See, he's a sap sometimes.
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 But the memories are there and they'll always be there. And that's about all I can ask for. I know we'll take care of the brat. He's making noise.
Carl said, "I keep telling Dad that if we get Mom to go keto and boost her MCT, coconut oils, we could reverse her type 3 diabetes. He can't get behind it, even though keto saved his life." Wow, Carl. Grab that bag while you're up. Karen, it's that bag of stuff that you got. It's just the cognitive stuff. So when we were at Hack Your Health, that's where we met Karen and Therese. There was a booth called Cognitive Switch. And Karen had talked to the guy that owned the company, and they were talking about dementia because their mother was showing signs. And they said, could this help her? Could this help delay things or improve things? Karen's saying right here, it's definitely working for her. Now they start out with a small dose. Karen, correct me or come on if you want. I just shared the link. Now I can share it again so you can tell it. But they start out with like a half a scoop or something like that in her coffee. And all this. Well, I had gone to talk to the guy about Brian. He wasn't with me, about cervical dystonia because it's all neurological stuff. He says it could help. They've changed the name of their company, and I'm not sponsored by anybody with this.
Not on this one. Nope.
But this is what it used to be called Cognitive Switch. Now it's called Ketone, Quitone. And it has helped with Karen's mother, who really was showing advanced signs of dementia and being so confused. What she has told me on numerous occasions, there's been a lot less confusion. It's just incredible what things can do. Ketones are so important when it's something neurological, like they talk about ketosis being so good for epilepsy and stuff. That's all neurological stuff. I keep telling, no, I read that one already. Not gagging. This isn't Dustin's Live. No. I hate bridges too. My father asked why once. I said they could collapse. He said, no, they won't. Shortly after that, the Mianus River Bridge collapsed in Connecticut. Woo! On 95. Wow. The only good thing about Carl's mom having Alzheimer's is that she has forgotten to hate me. It's a running joke with the aunts and cousins. She really didn't like me because I married her baby. But you know, like I said, let me tell you, Brian's mom.
Oh, geez.
She let the cat out of the bag, something we had never discussed. We had only been knowing each other 3 months when we got married. The day we got married in their parents' living room. They had a fireplace that wasn't used, but we got married in front of their fireplace by a justice of the peace who was a friend of the family. Well, me and his dad were putting decorations up in the house. And he was working, and he wasn't allowed to come up. He wasn't allowed to come there until it was time to get married. He had to go to his house. So it was, we were just talking, and all of a sudden, his mom just looked at me and called me Sandy.
Oops.
And I'm like, what? She's, I mean, Cindy. Sandy turns out to be Brian's first wife, who walked out on him after a year. I didn't even know about her at that point. I'm like, who the hell's Sandy? It was pretty funny. She was like, oh my God. Now, this was on our wedding day. How was I going to deal with that? It was funny. Mom didn't like Evelyn because I married a fat lady. Joke's on her. She lost her mind. Evelyn has lost weight and gotten healthy. Absolutely. Cindy, diet means everything with brain health. Yes. Amy says, love you, Brian.
You guys too.
We love you, Brian. I'm with you, Brian. My parents traveled when we were kids. Great memories. Must have been a New Hampshire thing. Even though there were 7 of us in a station wagon during hot summer days and no AC. Good gracious.
Yeah, the windows were down, that's for sure.
Wonderful memories.
Yeah.
That is always the best thing.
One of the funniest ones was I took about 3 weeks off from my job, and we went to South Carolina to go see the Biltmore Estate in Nashville. Then after that, we took off, went over to Texas Panhandle, stopped at the there's a place out there. There's a food place, and I don't remember the name of it right now. But we went to New Mexico, and we were heading for Arizona to go see the Grand Canyon. And then we went up and saw an uncle and aunt an uncle that was there in Denver. My aunt had already passed away. From there, we went up to see Old Faithful, came back in, cross country again. We were supposed to go to Canada, but that's the year the lights went on in the Northeast for about a week. My mother's like, well, we can go up to Canada and come down. I said, no, we can't. She's like, yes, we can. I said, no, we can't, Ma. I said, it's out. There's no power. I said, you get no gas. You got no food. You got no electricity. Oh, I didn't think of that. We had to come way back south. We came back past Dustin's house, went past the Indianapolis Speedway, come home, cross country that way, and then went up the coast. And by the time we got to Pennsylvania, the lights had turned back on. But she's like, yes, we can. I said, no, we can't.
Brian, may your memories be your blessing, says Karen.
They are.
Hugs, Brian. Now, Karen says we're giving her 2 scoops, which is just shy of a full dose because it is MCT. It has other things in it, but it's MCT, and you need to be careful with digestion, but she's doing fine. Like you said, the ketone mixture is food for the brain. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. Hi, Liz. How are you? Kansas is got. I've seen your pictures on Facebook with all the snow you all got. We got snow and ice. It was enough. Working hard to generate high ketones for mental health. Days when you feel awful, supplement with BHB, beta hydroxybutyrate, I think. I don't supplement with anything. I don't know if those are in there. Sugars. I'll tell you, best way to get ketones is just eat meat. My ketones, I have a Keto Mojo. And when I was doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, or just really stay off of the Chalk Zero, even when I did 7 days of keto chow, my ketones were up to like 2. It was crazy. Nancy says, love you, Brian. John says, we would drive from DC to New Hampshire every summer in the back of our Ford LTD station wagon. Mm-hmm. We would stay up there with our grandparents for 3 weeks. It was so great. Hello, Liz. Oh, yeah, it's bad. Ugh. We weren't expecting it. Today is like I said
Sunday.
earlier, it says partly cloudy today.
Sunday.
It has been snowing off and on all day. Yesterday I was supposed to have physical therapy for my foot at 8 o'clock in the morning. The roads were still icy. I called them and said, I am not coming. So I was supposed to go tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Well, they called me yesterday. They said, can you come in tomorrow? So today, anywhere from 12, 1 or 2. I said, 1 o'clock. Well, sure as heck, we're sitting there this morning and it's snowing. And I'm like, oh, this is bull crap. I don't want to go out. But we had to go pick up Max's heart medicine. So we had to be out anyway. So I went to physical therapy and I graduated. I don't have to go back. It's like, yes. So we got all our errands done and we went to Sonny's. Sorry, Deb. We went to Sonny's to eat. And after we had gone to physical therapy, went and got salt for the ground, and then went to get Max's medicine. We ate and we came home where we're going to stay.
Yeah, we walked into Sonny's. We were the only ones there.
Yep.
Then we brought everybody with us.
Now there were a few other people came in. West Lebanon, my father's side was born in Hanover. Rick was asking where in New Hampshire. My ketones are through the roof right now, I would imagine. Still cleaning the office, but it's going well. Yep. How is your sleeping, Andy? I used to work in Lebanon and now work in White River Junction just across the river. I try to get my parents to do better with food. My mom says she doesn't have time. She does feed him a lot of deer meat. That's good. As we know, meat is good. Yay, you graduated. I did. I got a t-shirt too that I left in the car.
Oh, geez. That's in the garage. Won't be so cold.
Right, their house was on Mechanic Street, right across the street from the ice cream parlor. There's another New Hampshireite. I don't know.
My grandfather used to deliver ice cream and milk.
Yep, on your mom's side. He was
Yeah.
a milkman. It's so cold at night, I sleep like a baby. My 3 a.m. potty break hasn't happened. I never, that's one thing. When all this time talk about me supposedly having sleep apnea, I never get up during the night to use the bathroom. I don't get up at night for anything. And y'all know I returned that daggone machine because that wasn't happening. I said, I know it well, Sean. Yep. So, yeah, that's what we wanted to talk about today because it's fresh and it's just a topic that needs a lot more attention. And I don't think it's getting enough.
No, it's not. I mean, it's hard. We were watching, well, her sister sent her a video and we were watching that about what they're doing, and it's scary as anything. It's all about the food industry and everything else. It's disgusting. They don't want you to get better. They just want you to get more sicker and sicker and get more drugs.
I shared that on my Facebook support page. That was wow.
Yeah, it's sad.
Tell them what's what. Yeah, Rick, we used to fish on the White River. Amy, I have choir rehearsal. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one, Amy. Thank you. But speaking of Amy, she had posted a video of a lady, Twyla Longenberger. Her story is absolutely whoa. She's lost 270 some pounds. I got hold of her, asked her to come on a live stream. February 21st, she'll be on. So yes. Evelyn, I told you I heard back from Elena Wang. She will be on Friday. Victor, Southern Keto, is on next Friday. The Friday after that is Michelle Hall. who was recommended by Bronson Dant. She agreed as soon as I reached out to her. So it's going to be an interesting month. I haven't fished White River, but I can see it from my office window. Rick saying goodbye to Amy. So, yeah, but we talk about what to discuss on Wednesdays, other than just sitting here shooting the poop. I'm ditching you at 7 for a PhD Pro meeting with Dr. Barry. I love all y'all. Hugs to Cindy and Brian, praying for strength and comfort during this difficult time. Will you just ditch us for Dr. Barry? I got your number. Just kidding. I love you, Evelyn. But I saw the post on Facebook and her story sounds interesting. Looking forward to it. I know, right? I listened to that whole thing. Bye. When it's time, Evelyn. We used to go to Lake Sunapee. Where was the wasn't that close to where your
the lake we had?
Yeah.
It was
during the summer to go swimming.
Lower Suncook Lake off of 28 in Bonstead.
I know you took me there once.
Yeah.
Well, after they sold it. But yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much of a cabin. It was just about 4 walls, a floor, and a ceiling, and that was about it. There was no insulation in the floor, so cool in the spring, that's for sure.
It's just wild. The upside of this weather is we haven't had to bowl. Yesterday was canceled. Fridays has already been canceled. We're still waiting to hear about Thursday. I used to work in one of the towns on Lake Sunapee. Oh, Dr. Barry. Bye. Just kidding. Now, I could see a lot of people leaving this chat for Dr. Barry, but I don't, I listen to him. I listen on replay like I do with everything else. We see how we rate. Dr. Barry is up there, I get it. I did reach out to Dr. Baker on Instagram message to see if he would come on the live stream since I went on one of his Rivero things. That's how you're catching up. I'm still here. Love you both. We love you too. I missed our first bowling night because of the ice and snow. Oh, now the first one, that's messed up. A lot of stuff Dr. Barry and Joe and Rachel are considered repetitive and for newbies, which we are not. I agree, James. A lot of it is very repetitive. But, we probably get repetitive sometimes too. Sometimes you just run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
But we like being here with you all. And for him to agree to do this on Wednesdays with me was a real reach to begin with. Agreed, says Rick. Yes, I agree.
He's overworked me this week.
Baloney. I have reached out.
Come here, taste test.
I have also reached out to Dr. Barry and Nisha to come on. I've had Dr. Hampton on, Dr. Ovadia. Who else? A lot of great people. Mm-hmm. All the people I've had on have been great. Rick, Sean, Andy and Susan, Evelyn and Carl. Everybody's been great. Get Lynn on one day. Oh, I hope you can get Sean Baker to come on. I remember your video with him. Yes. And I put it just like that in the message. I said, you interviewed me on Rivero back in May of 22. Since then, I have started a channel and I do live streams on Fridays and would really like to have you on. I should have said as payback for getting me in the limelight. Sean says, going to miss next week because we're traveling. The bowling league will be half done before I get to bowl one. I agree, everyone you've had been great. Thank you. Aw, thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, it's I really enjoy it. The 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 streams like today with Brian, and just getting to meet new people, even if it's just like this, and sitting down with them and hearing their stories. Everybody has a story to tell. Lynn, but but it's all good. Dawn, I wish I could be there when you all go to Florida, but that just can't happen. Bring out. Oh, thank you, Sean. He said, I bring out the best in everyone. That's it. That's the opposite, Rick. Florida. I'm waiting for Deb to live with you. Hey, that ain't going to happen. I have opened the invitation to her. Trinity, hi, Grandma. Kirsten, if you're still in here. Kirsten was here before, Trin. Me, ha ha ha. Hi, Trinity. How's my little great grandson doing, Trin? He is just precious. Trinity, you want to come in again and say hi? You can. Someone needs to remind Shell about how everyone has a story to tell. Where is she? Put her in here. Shell, if you're listening, everyone has a story. Lynn, you here? Yes, you. Yes, you. See, I have met Lynn. There's not a lot of people that have. How are you and Grandpa? He's good. And I'm pumping right now and look a mess. Well, no, we don't want you to see you all doing all that stuff. But tell you, this girl is such a good mom. This baby is a stubborn little boy, and he won't nurse, but she is making sure that all he gets is her milk. She's here. Shell, everyone has a story to tell. So when you're ready, just let me know, because somebody needs to hear. This is why I started my channel. Listening to Dr. Barry and Two Crazy Ketos repeatedly, again, repeating things, telling people everyone has a story and somebody needs to hear it. And, it's like she's going to the Horde meetup in March. Lynn is. Yes, everyone, Deborah. See, Nurse Cindy would slap you if you say that again. That's all there is to it, and you know it. See, part of Deb's story is she was the instigator in all, getting me in all this mess. Trinity says, thank you, I love you so much. I'm definitely tired, but all worth it for him. Yes. Yes. You created him, now you got to take care of him. For 18 long years. No, it's she really is a good mom. She was gonna. I knew that right from the start. And there's Kirsten waving. She's still here. But yeah, there was never a doubt. She took care of her little brother. She took care of she took care of her older brother. Her older brother is a little special needs. And they were real close to age. They're like a year apart. And she protected him all throughout school. She's been such a good girl. It's like, and that's okay. I love him so much. I feel like I've always meant to be a mom. You've always been a mom, whether it was to one of your brothers or, yeah, pretty much. You always have been. And Kirsten, she did for the baby shower they had for Trinity. Kirsten made this adorable little thing out of a box. Kirsten, talk about what you did, because it was so cute. And it had a bar. It was like a little box to put things in, and she painted it she put these bars on it and a bar across the top to hang up little clothes. It was absolutely adorable. What does your shirt say, Brian? Stand up. I can't read it. I don't need therapy. I just need to watch Looney Tunes. There you go. He is a Looney Tune. That's probably his favorites, Looney Tunes.
You have to find a way to laugh in life, and that's pretty much it.
Lynn loves us so much she's willing to ride in a car with Dustin for a few hours to meet us. Oh, Lynn, man, I'll tell you.
Make sure your window's open.
That'll be a hoot. That's a grandpa shirt for sure. Yes. Yeah, so true. My favorite cartoons. Now I liked Tom and Jerry. And I like Tweety Bird. But Tom and Jerry was like, they were the funniest. That was the funniest. TV then is way different than TV now. It's like Lynn said she'll make the sacrifice just for you, Sean. Just for you and Shell. No, Lynn is a great person. And we've had the pleasure of spending time with her twice now at indie meetups. And Lynn, you just get in your car and drive down here. You could stay for a few days. Good. It's like Hotel Dementia. Isn't it? I'm good with that. I am so okay with that. It's like Debbie comes, she spends a few days. Nancy is possibly going to come and spend a few days and then go with us to the Eaton meetup. Andy. Now when this is over, Brian needs to give us Porky Pig. That's all, folks.
No, not gonna do it. No,
oh my God. Do you know him and his sister can sit there back and forth and recite all the Looney Tunes cartoons. I'm telling you, it is the funniest thing when they get together. A while,
yeah, pretty much.
You still remember them?
Somewhat.
If she gets you started, every word comes out of your mouth. It's like, it's incredible. That's what I made. Oh, here we go. It's a wooden crate filled with baby essentials. Got two wooden round things to make something to hang the baby clothes on. It's called a baby closet, and a blanket that says baby's name on it. That's what she made. It was really cute. She had sent me pictures of it as she was doing it. It was pretty neat before Trent saw it. That vulture was my favorite.
One of a few of mine. There's also Pete Puma. Oh, who is that, Lumps? Oh, who is that?
Look at this. I do some consulting work with the National Assessor's Office. I reviewed a property transfer the other day. The seller's last name was Dementia.
Huh.
What was the first name? Message me if you can't say it on here, because they're bound to be related.
Well, I'm sure.
Brian, what about the Roadrunner? Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You should see all the t-shirts.
Never mind. It's the stuff I have over in the case over there and throughout the house.
Oh, my goodness. Trinity, it was so cute. I appreciate it so much and the work she put into it. Yes, it was adorable. How many lumps do you want? 3 or 4. Do you hear him, Sean? As he's walking away, he's 3 or 4. I don't remember. It was a woman. There's a lot. There's a lot.
All right, so I'm not too Looney Tunes. This is something I actually made.
This is a 3D
thing. It's a 3D thing, so it's they stand out a little bit. But I cut them all out, painted them, sanded them, painted them, and this is what it looks like. And pretty cool.
He says you're about to shove it in my face.
Yeah.
And Sean said, how many?
3 or 4.
You walk away and you say it. Looking forward to coming and going to the meetup too. That'll be fun, Nancy. I did. How's the weather looking over there? Snowy. Flipping snowy. Awesome job, Brian.
Thank you.
Rick likes that. I don't think he's going to give it away.
No, I did give one.
He-
I realtor when we first bought the house. When I found out he loved Looney Tunes as much as I did, the day we sold the house, when we bought the house, actually, we came to move in. I had put it aside, and when we were all through talking and what I said, I got something for you, and I brought it out and handed it to him. The original one I made. This is the second one I made. He didn't know what to say. He was almost in tears. He was so appreciative of it. It wasn't funny. He's like, I have my kids watch them. We watch them every weekend. He says they're great, and he really enjoyed it. He was happy.
Let me tell you, the realtor that we saw here, we just on a whim in 2021, Labor Day weekend, decided we were going to come out here and wanted to look at a house. And I called him. I said, "Are you available?" He took that whole holiday weekend and spent that whole time with us looking at houses. He was just fantastic. He still will call us to this day to check on us and see how we're doing. He's just fantastic. Nice, Brian, as always.
Yeah, he calls her the witch, Broomhilda.
He's mean.
So I made
plays
him
around all the time.
Actually, I made him the witch from Looney Tunes. Witch Hazel. I cut it out, painted it. I didn't have a color scheme, but it came pretty close, including the hairpins in the hair and everything. That was fun.
Kirsten says, "Grandma got a call back from Goodwill in Amherst. Going to be setting up an interview there soon. Yay! That's great. Good luck. The best of luck." Grandpa, remember how we used to text each other anytime I was out, just saying hi and back and forth?
Yep, that was a while ago.
Yep. One of my favorites was Foghorn Leghorn. The stuff he used to do to that dog was hilarious.
Yeah, the little weasel.
Oh my word. See what I live with? One of us has to keep some sanity in this house.
Nope. I drive her over the edge most of the time.
Yep.
She runs out the door like Gossamer.
I'll tell you one thing about his parents. When we got married, it was in 2024. And along with me came kids, grandkids, and they accepted all of them like they were their own. And it was great. Oh, the violence. You're not kidding. Those shows could not be on the air much these days because there was a lot of violence. Even though it was all in fun, the people these days couldn't handle that. They would be like, oh, it's like the dogmatic carnivores, man. It would be people like that with cartoons, like, oh no, that's too dangerous. That's too violent for us kids, for our kids to watch. I'd be like, what? Yes. That's crazy. Yosemite Sam was funny too.
Yeah.
He knows that one too. He knows them all. He can rehearse. He can recite
no
them all. Yep. He can recite any character at any given time on Looney Tunes. Anytime. He spent way too much time watching cartoons. Way too much. Yeah. I could just see the kids of these days trying to mimic everything they see on those cartoons. I could just see it. Laura was the name. Laura Dementia. Colburn Woods Drive.
Must be one of my cousin's daughters.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's where I got my love of classical music, from Looney Tunes. I'll bet.
Pretty much.
For those of you that don't know, or I probably have said it, and I'm going to repeat myself now, Debbie plays a violin.
And that one would go to Leopold.
Yeah, when they tried to bring back the Looney Tunes, they took away his guns. That was enough for me to not watch it. That's what I'm saying. You know, it was like back then we had a brain. You're not going to try to do this stuff. You're not going to go and just mimic what they're doing. It's entertainment only. You watch it, you laugh, you're done. Nowadays, geez, they'd watch it. They would try to repeat it or replay it in real life, and somebody else would be done. It's terrible. The world is so messed up. I'll tell you, I've heard so many times, there's no room in my life for stupidity. There really isn't. There's no reason for it. There's so many avenues out there not to be. It makes me absolutely nuts. It's like, Andy, if you're still here, Andy and I were talking about rolling our eyes. I got it. Man, somebody says something stupid to me, I'm going to do it. I don't care. I don't care. It's just an automatic response. Looney Tunes was created for the troops back in the day, not for kids. He was a kid watching them, and man, loved them. My daughter had her daughter watching the lousy modern cartoons. One day I asked her if she wanted to watch some really funny cartoons. I put on Looney Tunes. Yeah. What did your daughter say to that? Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. They were funny. There was no doubt about it. They were funny. We watched cartoons every Saturday when I was young. And when my kids were young, we watched cartoons every Saturday after we were done cleaning. Or we'd watch them and then clean, and then they could go out and play. But yep. Yes, they were funny. Is anything else, Sonny?
No.
No?
No, I'm laughing now. I'm good.
You're laughing now? Y'all got them laughing, talking about Looney Tunes.
You know, you got to do what you got to do to laugh through life, and one of them.
Yeah, you have to. And right now, it's to celebrate. You know, we pretty much did a celebration of your parents' life here. Yeah. And that's good.
You know, it's like I said, they don't want you to be sad. And yeah,
nope.
You know, you're going to be. There's no other way. It's human nature. But you know, you got to remember they're a lot better off than they were in the stages of the last part of their life. And someday I'll meet up with them again.
Don't be in any hurry, dude. I'm telling you now. You even think about going, I'm bringing your ass back. So,
but you know, you can't dwell on it. I mean, when I lost my wife, it was you know, you pick yourself up and you move on. It was hard, but you know, I managed. I'm pretty tough, and I figured it out. And you know, I had my days. There's no doubt. I had a lot of them, but for the most part, I picked up and kept going. You have to.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll get to you and you bring you down, and you'll never get back up again. And that's not me.
Lisa said Saturday cartoons were my highlight. When I was little, I would wake up early just to watch them. Yep. James said, many moons ago, my friend Vanessa and I used to watch our Saturday morning cartoons together. And Sean said, what a wonderful trip down memory lane.
Yep.
Yep.
And between those, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, all of them, they were all great. Woody Woodpecker. I mean,
I'd like to have the Jetsons made.
Rosie, yeah.
I would. Man, in a heartbeat.
Gee, stop this crazy thing.
I don't think I'd like to live there, but I'd like to have them made here. I'd be down with that. But anyhow, don't forget Droopy too.
Oh yeah.
I've been sinking into a very dark place, and a few friends have been telling me I need to move on. I'm trying. You know, you will move on when it's time for you to move on, Rick. This has been pretty new for you. It hasn't been that long. Don't let anybody try to tell you when your grieving is over, because you're the only one that knows that. You're always going to grieve her and all the other ones. When it's time for you to move on, you'll know it. When we met, it was 2 years after his wife died. 2 years. We're talking a matter of months for you, dude. Don't let anybody tell you. No, and
It'll happen. It's just
if you ever need to talk, just reach out and we will talk. Because in that respect, you gotta hang in there. You got two daughters and a bunch of grandkids counting on you. Laugh Olympics, yes. Pink Panther was my brother's favorite.
Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting on my Jetsons car. You don't need another car. You got a good one now. Senor Droopy from Guadalupe.
Yeah. Speedy Gonzalez. See?
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew, yep.
Good gracious.
Yeah, yeah. Trinity, she's still there.
Oh my goodness.
Now you got it.
I'm sorry, Rick and Brian, and any of you going through grief. We care. Yes. And that's why this community is so stinking good. We're all there for you, Rick. Yeah, we're all here for you, dude. Don't fall. Here's Trinity. He used to do that all the time. I miss it. Where are you going? Huh? He'll be back. He's going to go get something. Trinity, don't go anywhere. Excellent. The past 2 out of 3 days have been pretty good. Attending lives like this are helpful. Yes. Of course, Slowpoke Rodriguez was my favorite. I don't remember that one. You have a stuffed one on your desk, Brian. He's going to go get it. I see what he's getting. I know what he's getting, Trinity said. Nancy said, I'm so sorry for your loss, Rick. I haven't had a chance to get to know you. Nancy, he was on one of my live streams. Oh man, I don't even remember the date right now. But check it out. He's cool. Have tissues handy. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, he's been through a lot. March will be a year, and I'm still trying to get through what I have been going through. You got this, James. You'll be all right. Thanks, Nancy. All right, go ahead.
We must be grown up about these things. Do not turn away from the love. My glad bundle of sweetness.
Oh, dang. I'll definitely go check it out. Yeah, it's something. There you go, Trinity. That was just for you, baby. Pepe Le Pew, one of my favorites. I knew it. He used to mess with her all the daggone time with that.
She loved it. She loved it.
She loves you.
Yeah.
So, without a doubt. However many times you picked her up, threw her in a cold ass pool,
All of them.
she still loves you.
All of them.
I wish we could all transport ourselves to be together right now and do a big group hug. Yes, let's just do it. I ain't traveling anywhere. Sorry. Anybody that wants to come here can come here, but I'm not traveling anywhere. I'll tell you, when I put up that video of the snow, the little short clip, that was so honest to goodness. What the heck am I going to do? Because there's a dilemma here. I'm not driving to New England in the wintertime. He don't like to fly. But I put my foot down. I said, if we got to go, that's the only way we're going to go. Because, yeah. So what the heck to do? Every day I love y'all more than anything. And Kevin just said, tell her I loved how he used to throw you in the pool before you just said it. Oh my goodness. Every one of the grandkids, he would just come, he'd wait for him to get home from school. They barely had time to put their stuff down and clothes and all right into the pool. It didn't matter. And they loved it. They say keto to carnivore diet has helped with brain fog. Personally, it not only cleared my brain fog, but unlocked memories I had suppressed since childhood. It's a double-edged sword. Yep. It can be, but it does so much good for so many people. And trying to get that word into this medical community that deals with dementia and Alzheimer's, and the nursing homes that are feeding these people, oh my God, the god awfulest food. It's crazy. Fully clothed and everything. Miss those days so much. Yeah. That was fun. Then we got rid of the pool because they all moved out and nobody was coming over to use it. So we got rid of it. We took it down. And then they wanted it. I was like, you weren't using it?
Well, we had a good run with it. I mean, at least we used it. It got used big time.
Yep. His daughter, Brian's daughter, I'm telling you, that girl would get in water 40 degrees, did not care. It was so cold, she would just get in the pool.
Yeah.
She didn't care.
Well, I was right behind her. I had to do that when I opened it up.
That's one thing when you open it up. She didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold. She'd be the only one in there. She didn't give it. It was cold. It was crazy.
Well, you gotta remember we had a lake too that my parents had that she was going into. That wasn't exactly warm.
Mm-hmm.
And the ocean wasn't exactly warm.
Yep. All my members, again, thank you for those that are here, those are not here, those have been here, that have gone to bigger and better chats, live streams, Dr. Barry's. You always made an effort to have fun with us. Forever thankful for you, Grandpa.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Trinity, you're going to get us crying again. Stop it, young lady.
I just had fun playing with you guys, just like I did when I was growing up. I was playing with other kids and
just like you did with your daughter and her friends.
And her
Man,
friends, yep.
When Brian and I met, his daughter was 12. She had been without a mom since she was 10. And we got along. It was great. But Brian would get outside and run with her and her friends and play tag or hide and seek or anything.
Yeah.
It didn't even matter.
Nope.
It was great. If you're still here, my daughter called and we talked for 24 minutes. We are still here. And that's good. That's great. Great. No, I was telling, I said Andy earlier, a little bit ago. I said, you and I were talking the other day about eye rolling. I said, somebody says something stupid, my eyes are going to roll and I can't stop them. And that's the way it's going to be. But we talked about that at length one day. It was funny. That person who commented about brain fog and unlocking memories says completely and absolutely floored me. Yep. I'm sorry, just need y'all to know how much I appreciate everything y'all ever done for me. Trinity Star. Listen to Mike Rowe podcast where he interviewed a nursing home director that uses keto carnivore. It is starting. God, I hope it just goes like wildfires, because some people need to have a prayer. They need to have a chance. And you can talk to people till you're blue in the face. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to accept it. They're not going to go on with it, especially the elderly who think everything we're doing is crazy.
That's half the problem. I mean, if you could start them early, it wouldn't happen. Well, it might happen, but not as bad.
Catching up at guinea pig mode 2 times. I don't even want to hear how I sound that way. Mike Rowe is awesome. Deb says, squeak, squeak. And he does that anyway on the videos. It's like when we're doing the taste testing, that's what he does.
I'm telling you, she will work me.
Oh my goodness.
Come taste this. Come taste this. Come taste this.
Well, quit cooking.
No, food. I mean food, substance.
Just like how it was right there with you by Grandpa's side in the hospital. Yep, you were. We have to use a red pen to make corrections to drawings. Whenever they give me a red pen, I go, "Oh no, not the wed one." They all look at me stupid, and I realize they're way too young. Friends speaking straight facts. You guys will always be 2 of the best people in our lives. All right, you girls. Oh well, Sean. Karen, it's so nice to hear about your relationship with step and grandkids. Yep. They all got, I mean, he accepted my family, my kids and my grandkids like his own, just like his parents accepted all of them like their own. And it was just one big happy family. A lot of mess. A lot of mess. One day, oh my goodness, I got to tell it. One day we would get together every New Year's. Every New Year's Eve, we'd get Chinese food. We'd play cards. We'd wait till the ball dropped. And then his mom and dad would go home. Everybody else lived with us at the time, most of the time. And so we'd all just disperse to our own quarters, so to speak. And one time we were playing cards, and we play this game called Guts. It's a poker game. And his mom said, "You can't sit next to your partners. It just, when you're playing for money, you can't do that." Well, then we stopped, and my son had to split up away from the girl he was seeing at the time, and all this. Well, then we stopped playing that game. We were just playing something else, and so they moved back next to one another, and she threw a fit and started yelling at my son in my house. And I'm like, oh heck no. And unfortunately, we all didn't speak for months. It was bad. It was really bad. I'm like, this is my home. No one is going to yell at my kids in my house but me or him. And I was mad. And I am stubborn as the day is long. But no, that wasn't happening. That was a bad time.
Yep.
But he said too, he said, we're not going over there. It was bad. It was really sad. It's that nursing home in Arizona. The one they were talking about up here. That are feeding them keto carnivore. Yeah, right here. Podcast where he interviewed a nursing home director using keto carnivore. That's what Karen's talking about. It may not be blood, but blood doesn't make a family. Love does, and he surely loved us. He still does. Deb, I think so. Blood doesn't mean nothing. My friends here in this group are my family. You got that right, young
Yeah.
lady.
We're all in it together.
So true, Trin. And then Lynn, Cindy, stubborn, I can't imagine. Well, ask my sister, she'll tell you. Ask Brian, he'll tell you. Sorry, Karen. But yeah, it was different times. Debbie said, LOL, Lynn. I am Taurus through and through, let me tell you. Without a doubt, it comes honestly. The Taurus in me kicks in. I will stand my ground till I'm proven wrong, and then I will back down and say I'm sorry. But until then, prove it. I'm catching up, rolling our eyes. You got that right. I'm telling you. I told Andy, we were on the phone one day, and I said, I used to work with this lady, and we would be at lunch table. And she would say some of the stupidest things. And I don't remember what they were. This was so many years ago now. But I can remember I would get caught rolling my eyes every time she opened her mouth. And she called me out on it every stinking time. And I felt like telling her, quit saying stupid stuff and it won't work. It won't happen. That's right. Sing it, Sean. I'm so yeah. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a big open house. You come in, you say hi, you give hugs, you grab something to eat, you walk out the back door. So I can keep them coming. Our front doors that way, our back doors that way. They're straight across from one another. Sorry.
What's the game with the chairs you go around? Those are the ones that stay.
Musical chairs.
Musical chairs. That's
Yeah,
the one.
that game. Well, we got 3 stools there, 6 chairs over here, a sectional over
It
here.
could get deadly.
We wouldn't have a freaking house left. I'm coming over, Cindy. Yeah, promises, promises. Thanks, Sean. Now I have that song in my head the next 2 days. I'm next. It's to meet. Excited to meet Sean and Shell on Saturday. Yes, I would imagine. I got to meet him at KPL, and that was great. They're good people. Like we all are. We're all good people. We all mean well anyway. What was that supposed to be? What?
Just laugh.
I'm not a good person.
I didn't say that. I just laughed.
You didn't agree either. That was messed up, dude. I'm just saying. Trinity, I need you to back me up, child. Welcome to my life, Lynn. I have a soundtrack going on in my head constantly. We're doing axe throwing and dinner. I'm steering clear, man. We're super excited as well, Nancy. Yep. They're all going axe throwing. I want to do that. Yeah, that'll be a fun trip for y'all. I am hoping. I don't know how our funds are going to hold up with having it. Hopefully, we only have to make the one trip to New Hampshire. But I want to come down the beginning of May. And with everything that's going on in New Hampshire and where it's going to be, when it's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah, putting a little dent in us, but can't help it. Unexpected, unavoidable.
Yeah. I missed it. What happened? Baby was crying. Well, stop pinching that child, Trinity. There's
He's
a
got
nearby bar that has axe throwing. I'm not sure if that is a good mix. No, a bar and axe throwing is probably where all of them are. All axe throwing places are probably inside bars or close by. No, I just said I need some backup because I said something and Grandpa didn't back me up. I said I was a good person and he just laughed. I need backup, girls.
I'm just a troublemaker.
So what did you all have for dinner? We have not eaten. Well, we ate at Sunny's earlier. Oh, we already did that. Those of you that have had dinner, I would imagine probably everybody. I have not. Trinity says, I'm not. He was just still hungry, so I had to give him more. Trying to keep him awake so he sleeps tonight. Past 2 nights, he stayed up till 3 a.m. Trinity shared this thing on Facebook. It was funny, funny, funny. How'd it go? The moment when you, something about, you love this child, you just wish like hell he would sleep at night. Nope, some axe throwing places around here are freestanding. That's good to know. Miss you too, Kirsten. I had chicken, then a salad. Leftover chicken here. We're going to have leftovers for sure because I prepped a lot of food, as you all should have seen by now. Both of them went up. I got more coming. I didn't even put on there. I also boiled like 2 dozen eggs that we've had some of. I just had a creamy for dinner. We had one of those 2 nights ago. Yeah. Or was it last night?
Last night we had the ice cream.
I could have another one. I'm good with that. So I guess it was last night. I had made fried chicken breast filet with Chris Cooking National's breading recipe. It was delicious. You know, that man is a daggone genius. Speaking of which, what time? They come on in 20 minutes for Ash Wednesday. You ever look at your child and be like, you're my favorite person in the world, but please go to sleep. That's it.
Mhm.
That's what it said. Thank you, Trinity. It was so funny. Yes, I used to do that a lot. Just shut up and go to sleep already. Trying to do OMAD today as an experiment. Shell was sitting there eating her New York strip right in front of me, savoring every bite. So cruel. Listen, dude, it was your choice to try to do OMAD, not hers. She's not cruel. She's just trying to do her own thing. Her oldest daughter wouldn't sleep at night, so I would stay up with her so my wife could sleep. That was when MTV first came out. There was nothing else on TV. I knew every music video. I bet you did. And what a good dad. There's not too many guys that would stay up so their wife would sleep. I know. My kid's dad never did. That's for sure. That's awesome. Did you ever stay up with Amanda so Diana could sleep? No, probably not, because you had to work.
I was working that back then.
You were working 2 jobs then.
Yeah.
So no,
No, she told me not to.
I guess not. I guess so. You had to. You were the breadwinner.
Well, I went to get up once to feed him.
Definitely not yours. I know, Deb. He barely had anything to do with him. Oh, she's laughing so hard right now. That's right, because you know you got to cut this woman some slack, Sean. Not sure what I'm gonna have for dinner. Maybe a burger patty or soup. It's so cold. You know, I'm not a big soup person, so I'm good with that. I did make the creamy sausage pumpkin soup, and we have quite a bit of that left over. But we also have some pork and sauerkraut from New Year's. We got to eat. We got a lot in there. We got to eat. We had breakfast for dinner. That that meal is the best. The best. Breakfast any time of day. And it don't matter when you have it. That's the best. Trinity, I shared something on Facebook that I said a must listen to. And it talks about these pesticides and stuff that they're spraying foods with that is actually showing up in breast milk too. So watch it and listen to it. It's an eye opener for everything. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. But Deb, thank you for sharing that with me. It was incredible. Oh my God, my fingers just cramped up. Woo. I guess I need my electrolytes. Woo, dang. Gummies, here I come. I'll eat the whole daggone bag. I made some orange salt. Yes, it was Element, and I don't care. Electrolyte gummies. So good. They're good that way. I could tolerate them better that way than any other way. Anyway, I think we are going to call it a night. It is 7:45. Nope. Yeah, it's about 7:45. Like I said, Ash is coming on at 8:00, Ash Wednesday. And we need to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner. So you all have a great night. And thank you for sharing this time with us and celebrating the lives of his parents and telling us about your family. And we need to keep this word going and get it out there so we can help these people that are suffering, because somebody's got to do it. And every ounce of word that gets out will help. But yes, share this video, share this live with anybody that you know, because the word has to get out somehow. And again, it's not medical advice, it's our life and what we're living through. And that's all it is.
What we choose to do, and we definitely feel a lot better. It does the body good in more ways than one.
Thanks, Rick. Have a good night. Love you guys. Love guys. Deb said, have a nice night.
Thank you for putting up with me and
Love you
listening to my
guys.
idiocy.
Love you too, Karen. Yeah. See, he does get emotional. And I don't do it to him. I don't. I'm not mean to him. No matter what you all think. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
That's all, folks.
There you got it. Now I got to go. Good night, everybody.